Hello and welcome to Velocity TV, a weekly roundup of all things digital marketing and beyond with me, Mike McGrail from Velocity Digital. This week I'll be covering some of the key headlines and bringing you a number of features including Book Corner, Tool Time and I wish somebody would invent this. Let's get right on with the headlines. This week in social media has been largely dominated by Twitter, with a few stories coming out of the 140 character domain. They've announced that soon we'll see their new ad platform going live that allows you to advertise tweets to people out with the Twitter platform, i.e. on other websites and apps. It'll be interesting to see how this one works out for them as they strive to push their revenues higher and higher and higher. Although still not in profit, as we heard today, a loss of 83 million in the last quarter. Now, I read a brilliant article by a chap called Nick Bayo over on Medium. The link is up here. He used some of the very clever targeting within Twitter. You can target a specific individual, and he messed around to see what he could achieve. I do suggest giving it a read. It's a great article and he's a great writer. Next up in the Twitter universe is the look at the fact that they've just signed this new deal as reported by TechCrunch this morning with Google. So tweets will now again appear in Google search engine result pages, which is great, but it's really good for Twitter because this is actually going to target A, their logged out users, but B, people that are not signed up to the platform. You click on a tweet, it takes you through to Twitter. If you're logged in, fine. If you're not, you'll be served a page that allows you to either log in or register. It's a smart move, but it does bring that nice, fully real-time aspect to the search engine results. Also this week, Dick Costolo, the CEO of Twitter, decided that it was time that they went after trolls. Hallelujah, you hear them say. Well, fair enough. It's taken them a while to realise that they've got more responsibility than the community to do this, and it was actually a leaked memo from Dick to his staff that said, in his own words, we have sucked at this. They do have a responsibility. It's a huge task. How do you police something so large and sporadic? It's going to be interesting to see how they take that on. Trolls, watch out, Dick is after you. Next up is ransom. Yes, ransom money that is reportedly being paid by Google, Microsoft and Amazon to AdBlock. In case you don't know, AdBlock is an add-on you can add to Chrome and Firefox, and it effectively strips out all advertising from your browsing experience. A real problem if one of your key revenue streams is advertising. Now, has this been the strategy for AdBlock all along? Make something so effective that people panic and then start offering us money? That's fine, but does it mean that we're going to see ads all the time? Who knows? Another interesting one to keep an eye out for sure. This week's recommended read comes in the form of Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk. For those of you who aren't aware of Gary, this man built up a massive online wine business, predominantly using content marketing and even more so social media. He is one of the foremost speakers on the subject of marketing in the world now, and he travels the world telling his tales. This book allows you to really understand why it's so important as a business or a brand to tell your story and how to cut through the noises on social media. Drawing people in with the jab and knocking them out with the right hook. It sounds violent, it's not, but it's a very, very informative read. And I suggest you pick up a copy, keep it on the shelf and use it for reference moving forward. Great work. I want to recommend a podcast this week. Podcasts are something that are becoming more and more prominent and I think are going to be a huge thing for marketing this year actually. However, I've been listening to them for years myself and always learn a lot. The one I want to pick up on this week is called Social Pros. It's hosted by Jay Baer and Jeffrey Roars. It's a weekly look at people using social media in their professions. They get on somebody, usually from a brand, every week and have a great interview about how they use social, how it affects their business, the pros and cons of social, and basically gives you a lot of great advice from people at the forefront of social media. I'm not usually a massive fan of the interview format on a podcast, however, this just works. So there's the details up there. Start to give it a download and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Next up is Tool Time. This week, I want to give a shout out to Sprout Social, the social media management tool of choice for me and Velocity Digital. I've been using Sprout Social since almost day one, and I have built up a great relationship with the guys there. However, that does not taint the fact that I believe it beats the competition hands down every time. It's fantastic for management of your communities, it's fantastic for scheduling, and it's absolutely brilliant for reporting. Little great looking snapshots that clients absolutely love. The apps work brilliantly, they never rest on their laurels, they're always pushing this thing forward, and they're massively responsive if you need help. Sprout Social, give it a go, you will not be disappointed. I'm a huge Instagram fan and I wanted to draw attention to a fantastic account this week. It's known as Humzadeus, you can see the username up there, and it's a chap who takes somewhat daring photos of New York and other cities across the USA. It is breathtaking and beautifully shot, give it a go, you will not be disappointed. Final slot today is a slot that I call I wish somebody would invent. It's nothing to do with marketing, it's just things that I think would make life easier. I enjoy jogging. I started last year, I'm getting there, but hey, I am never going to hit a marathon soon. However, one of the things that annoys me the most is there is no such thing as a good iPhone holder. You fiddle to get it in, you fiddle to get it out, it steams up, if it rains your phone still gets wet, so somebody please invent one that is brilliant and foolproof. I saw one on Kickstarter recently, sounded great, it was all magnetic. It doesn't protect your phone from the rain at all. When you live in Scotland, you need that, trust me. Please help. Please help. I will buy 5. Thank you very much. Here's my social media tip of the week. The pinned tweet feature on Twitter has been around for a few months now, but I'm seeing it as somewhat underused. Effectively, you can take one of your tweets and pin it so that it's always present at the top of your Twitter profile. I did this last week with the episode 1 of this TV slot. And I'm actually fairly certain that due to that it has attracted a lot more views, favourites and retweets. Give it a go. It's underused, it's very simple. Just don't keep the same thing up there all the time or it gets a little bit boring for people. A simple tip this week, but give it a shot. That brings this week's show to an end. Thanks so much for watching. I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to give me feedback last week. I do need your help in making this informative and hopefully entertaining for all. Please do let me know if you've got any feedback on Twitter, and of course subscribe. For some reason YouTube won't let me do a subscribe overlay here, so please do take the time to go to the homepage of this channel and click that subscribe button. Thanks again and have a great weekend. There's been some questions about the significance of this horn. I have to say, it's just a prop. You people overthink things.